I'm Katie Parla of Parla Food, and I'm the author of mobile apps called Katie Parla's Realm and Katie Parla's Istanbul. I've been blogging for about 7 years, and my first blog was a culture blog. I wrote about everything: food, wine, archaeology, architecture. There were 11 readers maximum. And I decided to focus on food, which was always my passion. And then I founded Parla Food in 2009. And since really choosing to focus on the enogastronomic aspects of my life, I've established a pretty significant following. And I think the ideas that I put forth really resonate with readers. The idea that Rome is a place where you can eat very badly or very well, depending on your level of preparation. And documenting the food artisans who are doing amazing things is a critical aspect of blogging. So I think that's been really the most important aspect of this, the past 4 years of blogging out of the total 7. Only occasionally do I write really personal posts. A lot of them are dedicated to praising who's doing really amazing food or condemning who's doing terrible food. And I have a few popular articles that criticize the worst of Rome. Thankfully, people also read the good things. So, I mean, perhaps my point of view is a bit different than the generic romantic notion that Rome is a perfect place, but I think my personal experience is a bit more real than that myth. My apps, Katie Parla's Rome, Katie Parla's Istanbul, and the soon-to-be-released Katie Parla's London supplement the blog. So they are more straightforward reviews, curated selections of places to eat, drink, and shop for food in those 3 cities. They all work offline, so most of the users are US-based, and so because all of the data is available offline, people don't have to pay those exorbitant roaming charges. And in addition to the curated content, you also get all sorts of like GPS functions. You can favorite your own venues and create your own list, become your own sort of food critic, and you can share the venues with your friends via social networks. I keep a very consistently updated and running list of places to avoid eating in Rome. Daggi Getto is at the absolute top of the list. The food there is inedible and overpriced. Sora Margherita, which is in the same neighborhood, is also on my shit list. Both places, perhaps decades ago, were interesting and delicious, and now they're just tourist traps. Unfortunately, still find them recommended by guidebooks and even some of my colleagues, but they're definitely awful, both of them. I give private tours of Rome for small groups up to 6 people, but let's say mainly the customers are couples or friends traveling together. And they focus on food and wine or craft beer. So I'll do private food tours or private wine and craft beer tastings. So we go into a neighborhood or into a wine bar or pub, and I focus on the cultural element of these things. We don't just eat pizza and savor its flavor. We talk about its role in Roman street food culture, what it represents, and how it's evolving. Yeah, my blog is rather opinionated. I get a lot of hate mail. I get a lot of really sick emails from people. I get a lot of trolls. I kind of like this because if people are antagonized by the things that you're writing, that means that you're writing something that might actually be important. And you know, people often say that food is just food, and it's not just food. It's culture, it's flavor, it's history. It's all of these things tied up together, and it really is a mirror of what's going on in this culture. So when I criticize a place or a chef or criticize a winemaker, I mean it, and it's not a gratuitous statement. It's something that really comes from my professional judgment, and that angers people, and that can be a good thing. I travel in order to discover people that are making great beverages, great food, baking beautiful things. I think in general, if you're amazing at one particular skill, for example, cultivating heirloom wheats, you might not be the greatest communicator on the planet. So I think that's where blogging can come in to really promote an artisanal product. I wouldn't call it public relations. What I would call it is providing a larger audience, a platform for these people's products. So I'm going to be focusing more on that, focusing more on interviews, and doing a weekly sort of Proust questionnaire-inspired Q&A. So I'm really excited about that, to share the insights of the people whose food and drinks I love.